Hey. We're getting very close to... We're getting very, very close to getting to the point where we can get to the actual barrow. Because chat wants the scary stuff. Cornac with the Prime Gaming sub. Thank you so much. Princess Peach, thank you for the resub as well.
Good day to you, pet.
Hello, Mrs. Duplancy. Do you still have some of your homemade Bakewell puddings, Mrs. Duplancy?
Oh, you're too late, pet. I've a few left, but they're set aside for someone else.
Might you please be able to bake me some more?
Sorry, I'm not in the mood for baking. Truth be told, my dear husband Albert passed away recently. Me thoughts are all over the shop.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
Aye, he's in God's hands now.
Were you married to Albert a long time?
Aw, that's sad.
Too many years to count. He were the cobbler here in Bewley. The most dashing cobbler in all of England, I used to tell him. Love is precious, pet. There's naught that can replace the hole it leaves in your heart.
I can relate to that in my own way. I wish you strength in this difficult time.
Thank you. With God's blessing, I'll get by.
May I ask who you have set aside the puddings for?
Oh, Father Roach. He won't be back until tomorrow.
Won't they be off by then?
Not at all. Besides, pet, as I told you, I'm not in the mood for all this baking chatter.
Sorry, Mrs. Duplancy. Thanks for your time.
Lord be with you.
So your husband just died recently. Might be this grave right over here. Oh wait, now there's a cross there?
The simple wooden cross bears a small plaque on which is inscribed the name Albert Duplancy.
Relative, are you?
No, just looking.
He were the cobbler. Who's going to mend me boots now?
The simple wooden cross bears a small plaque. The simple wooden... Hello? Does this fresh grave belong to Mrs. Duplancy's late husband?
Aye.
Rather bare, isn't it?
My job is to dig the graves, not decorate them.
What can you tell me about Lord Panzwick?
Naught to say, except don't be sniffing around his lordship's manor. You'll end up with a round of shot in you.
I beg your pardon?
You heard me. Just mind your own business around here.
Goodbye.
Ta-ra.
Alright, let's go back and talk to her about why her husband is in a shitty grave.
Good day to you, pet.
Hello, Mrs. Duplancy. I saw your late husband's grave, Mrs. Duplancy. I am very sorry for your loss.
Thank you, pet. I'm ashamed to say I couldn't afford naught more than a simple wooden cross. You were a colourful man, our Albert. He deserves better.
Aww.
He loved his flower beds. He's only been gone a fortnight, and already his plants have gone to rot. May the Lord forgive me.
Plants are difficult to maintain. I'm sure Albert would understand.
His precious hippeastrum were the first to go. I would have loved to lay one on his grave.
What does a hippeastrum flower look like?
Oh, beautiful things they are. Tall stems topped with large red flowers. Hard to grow in this climate. They were his pride and joy. The remarkable thing is there's no scent to 'em. That's why he loved 'em so much.
What?
You see, he hated anything that smelled sickly sweet. Hippeastrum were just perfect. Let me know if you come across one, won't you?
Of course, Mrs. Duplancy.
He doesn't like the smell of flowers.
Thanks for your time.
Lord be with you.
Pet. Apparently, older English ladies will call younger people pet as like a cutesy name for them. Wait, oh. Ooh, that's them right there.
These matched the description of the flowers Mrs. Duplancy mentioned.
What?
There's no scent.
You get away from my hippiastrum.
Whoa.
Apologies.
Move!
Whoa.
Well, that confirms it.
Ma'am?
Good day.
Hello.
I really need one of those hippiastrum flowers.
Why?
It's a long story. Might you please be able to get one for me, or distract Miss Fenchurch so I can take one?
Those flowers are Miss Fenchurch's favourites. She spends hours looking after them.
Just want one.
Sorry, Mom. It's just that I'm so worried about Mr. Ambrose.
The milkman.
Aye. We were to run away together today.
I
What?
see.
I'm worried sick that he stood me up. Without Mr. Ambrose, this job is all I have. I can't risk losing it over a flower.
That's a love story. A maid running off with the milkman to live out her dream.
I'm sorry, Miss Tompkins. I still haven't seen him.
Do you think he's abandoned me?
I'm sure that's not the case. He must have been delayed somewhere.
Could you try to find him for me, Mum? Oh, please, Mum.
Oh, please.
I'd do anything for you if you
Dear
found my
God.
love.
I can try.
Oh, thank you. You're ever so kind, Mum.
I just want to get to the barrow. I don't want to chase a damn milkman, ma'am.
What does Mr. Ambrose look like?
He's got brown hair.
I'm afraid I'll need a bit more to go on.
And?
Sorry, Mum. I'm too upset. Please find him, won't you?
Hey, stop your nattering and get back to your sweeping.
Sorry, Miss
A man with
Fenchurch.
brown hair? There's so many people with brown hair. Now I gotta find Mr. Ambrose. Well, let's go to the town and ask if anyone's seen Mr. Ambrose. Oh. Hello, strange man who I have not seen before.
Good day.
Hello there.
My name is Thomasina. What's yours?
Ralph. Not seen you around before.
I'm just visiting. What brings you to the market today?
I purchased a Scotch egg for me tea. You want a bite?
No, thank you. Do you know Mr. Ambrose, the milkman?
I do, yes.
Have you any idea where he might be?
He is usually here by now.
So I heard.
He normally arrives via the road to the east of Bewley.
Thank you. I'm looking for some help with an excavation tomorrow. Might you be interested?
Sorry, miss. I've already got my own job.
Enjoy your Scotch egg.
I will.
One of y'all must know him.
Good day.
Care to buy some apples?
Do you know Mr. Ambrose, the milkman?
Eddie? Aye.
Have you seen him today?
No. Well, maybe his milk's gone off. I hope so. Might mean some of his customers have some spare coin for me veggies. Ah!
Goodbye.
You know where I am.
I don't know what you mean.
Time for a juicy mutton pie?
Do you know Mr. Ambrose, the milkman?
Aye, I do. Why'd you ask?
Isn't he normally here at the market?
Aye, he's normally 2 pies in by now. Don't know where he is. I'm sure someone around here must know where he is.
Goodbye.
Let me know if you get hungry now, lass. Mutton pies!
Good day.
Hey up.
Do you know Mr. Ambrose, the milkman?
He's here every market day.
Except this one.
Aye. I haven't seen him today.
Any idea where he might be?
Not in the slightest.
Thanks for your time.
Aye. Speak to you later.
The bucket has seen better days.
Someone must know.
Mutton pies!
Someone must seen the Muffin Man. I'm sorry, the Milkman. Not that way.
There we are.
Flashback.
Your shells are looking much more interesting now. I pestered Mother for years to let me bring some of your treasures here. I think she's worried that I want to follow in your path. She has hidden most of your discoveries away. I had to beg her to bring me to visit you, you know. I shouldn't worry you with all that. Do you know that I have a story for each of these pots? Well, I don't know if they're all true, but they are my memories. Even though I was so young, I still remember our adventures together. Would you like me to share my memories of them?
No.
Well, I'm going to, whether you like it or not.
Damn it!
We talked about this one already. The red urn you buried in the garden for me. It seems like such a long time ago. You were incredibly excited about this one. I hadn't gone on an expedition with you yet. You were so happy about it, showing it to Mother and I. You didn't stop talking about it for hours. I thought, how can Daddy be so excited over some old broken pottery? But it wasn't long until I understood. I think you brought this one back from a trip abroad. I would have loved to go with you, but Mother didn't want me to. I remember you being so proud of it. It looks ancient. This is from the first dig I remember you taking me on. The excavation of West Kennet Long Barrow. I found it wedged behind a stone as you ate your sandwich. You said, "Now there's a tiny urn for a tiny girl."
Right.
Mother was so angry when you brought this one home, wasn't she? "William, that simply will not do. It's taking up all the space on the mantelpiece." Once you moved it to your study, I remember creeping in to take a peek at it. We found this one together in that mucky old barrow near Avebury. I think it was the second time you'd taken me on a dig with you. I remember you bringing it up to your face to look inside and shrieking in horror. "There's a bloody rat in there," you screamed. I almost forgot. While I was searching for your pots in the shed, I found one of your manuscripts. I thought Mother had burnt all your notebooks, but she missed one. It was an account of barrows across the east of England. I managed to read it all before Mother took it away. Daddy, it was fascinating. I've decided that is what I want to do with my life. I'm going to travel the country, excavating and documenting my own finds. Well, as soon as I'm old enough to escape Mother, that is. When you're feeling better, we can go out on expeditions together again, just like we used to. I promise you'll get better, Daddy. I'll do whatever it takes to make it so.
You better not be lying to me. So he went somewhere over this way?
There's something ahead on the road.
It's like a wagon got attacked.
My God!
What the fuck?
Mr. Ambrose! I'm going to help you.
Play the fiddle.
That won't help me free him. It's Herbert. He's lapping
cat.
up the spilt milk.
He would, that son of a bitch.
Bakewell, 32 miles. Bewley really was in complete isolation before the railway line came in.
This looks like druid magic or something.
Please hold still. I'm going to cut you free. He had been so tightly bound that I could barely cut through without hurting him further. His mouth was stuffed full of flowers of a most peculiar scent. I was dismayed at such savagery and wondered if the feral folk Father Roach had mentioned were responsible for this abhorrent act. After some considerable effort, I managed to cut him free. Are you all right?
I were lost in visions of hell itself. The devil. I saw the devil.
Who did this to you?
I don't remember. Oh, the terrible sights I saw. I won't forget them till my last breath.
Are you Mr. Ambrose?
Yes, Edward Ambrose.
You were to meet Miss Tompkins today.
Aye, my love. Oh, my darling love.
Let me take you to her. Here, take my hand. As we made the arduous trek to Panzwick Manor, I probed Mr. Ambrose on who had done this to him. He insisted that he didn't remember anything, except for his nightmarish visions.
Once again, someone that disappeared and then forgot everything afterwards. It's happened twice now.
My love.
Eddie!
Ew.
Jesus, what happened to you? Were you in a fight?
Now, fret not, my love.
I thought you'd abandoned me.
Never. Thank your friend here for helping me out of a bind.
Oh, Eddie!
Let's get out of here, my darling.
Hang on.
You thieving bint! I'll have your guts for garters!
Oh, stick it where the sun don't shine, you bitter old sow!
Oh! Oh!
The cheek!
Here you are,
Oh,
Mum.
shit!
Thank you, Miss Tompkins.
No, thank you for finding my poor Eddie.
Aye, thank you, lass.
Let's go, Eddie. I'm never setting foot on this godforsaken estate again.
Oh, she got
Good luck, you
freaking
two.
bodied. And let's go back to the church. And give her the flower.
I have something for you.
You found them? Oh, you dear child. Let's take them straight to Albert. You'll come with me, won't you?
Of course,
Can,
Mrs. DePlancy.
can you just give me the pudding, please, ma'am? I just need the pudding. I don't really care about your husband all that much. Yeah, it's sad, but it's not really my problem.
You know, the things I miss most about him are the things that used to annoy me. The click of his jaw as he chewed his sandwiches, leaving his tools all around the house. The way he'd never back down from an argument. He's just quiet at home now. Silence. The funny thing is, that's what he always craved. Peace and quiet. He were a good man, our Albert.
Sounds like he was. I'm so sorry.
Do you fear death, pet?
It's the part in between that concerns me most.
Whatever do you mean?
My father had an accident many years ago. Ever since, he's been in a state where he can neither speak nor move.
Oh, that does sound dreadful. I'm sorry, pet.
I believe his mind to still be active, but perhaps this is the worst of all fates. To be trapped in one's own body and unable to express oneself while the world continues around you. That is what I fear.
Maybe he'll get better one day.
I'd do anything to make it so. Those flowers look beautiful.
They do. Albert will be smiling down on us. Pet, I left me basket inside the church. You'll find some Bakewell puddings in there. You can have them.
Oh, you...
I insist. You've brought an ounce of happiness into my day, dear. It's only just that I return some.
Thank you, Mrs. DePlancy.
To be truthful with you, I was saving them for myself. I shouldn't be so selfish. Lord forgive me.
You're nothing of the sort.
I'll stay here with Albert a bit longer. You go back to your day, Pet. Lord be with you.
Wow, what a liar.
And you, Mrs. DePlancy.
You weren't saving them for the wow. Liar. Told me she would save them for the priest, but no, she was saving
Here
for
they
herself.
are.
All this so I can get the excavation on tomorrow. Uh-oh. Okay, now we can finally go back. Or we're gonna have a flashback, aren't we? Now we can give him the pudding.
The vision returns.
I come bearing gifts.
Freshly baked gifts?
Yes. 3 of Mrs. de Plancy's famous Bakewell puddings.
In
you
the
are
rain.
An amusing creature, Thomasina.
What do you mean?
In my
You
pocket.
must think me a scoundrel of the highest order for asking you to undertake such folly. Of course, I would have lent you my men either way. I merely desired an excuse to share a cake with you.
Lord Panzwick.
I take no pleasure in watching you scurry about Bewley to fulfill my every whim. Or do I?
I do not find this amusing in the slightest. You have no idea what I had to go through to get these for you.
Yeah.
Oh, I do. And that's what I admire about you. Tenacity. Even in the face of something you know to be absurd. You don't give up, do you?
Never. Though in this case, I ought to have.
Now then, will you share one of these tempting confections with me?
Sure not.
Why not?
Why not?
Splendid. I'm glad the rain doesn't put you off. You like to live a little dangerously, don't you, Thomasina? Let us stroll to the back.
That sounds nice. We walked side by side down to the beck, his hand occasionally brushing my own. Despite Lord Panzwick's entertaining company, I had an overwhelming feeling that time was being wasted. We ate those cakes down by the beck, and as he attempted the most charming lines he could muster upon me, I only had one thing on my mind.
I know what that one thing is. Prime Gaming. It's a wonderful thing. You link your Amazon Prime to Twitch, you get a sub once a month, you can use it for Horror Month, get no ads all month long, use Julia's amazing horror emotes. It's great stuff, really.
Father,
And her father, yeah, sure.
could he be saved from his suffering? Was the answer to be found within Hobbs' Barrow?
Thank you very much, Failboat, for the Prime Gaming resub. Appreciate that.
I ached to find out. I didn't even notice the taste of those famous puddings. Seemingly disheartened by my lack of enthusiasm, Lord Panzwick soon marched me back toward the ruined chapel.
Chaps, listen up. You're to assist Miss Bateman's excavation tomorrow.
Yay!
What time, Miss Bateman?
Early morning, if you don't mind.
We'll be there whenever you need us, miss.
Hobbs' Barrow. On the Bryden estate, if I'm not mistaken.
We'll be there.
Take your tools with you. Miss Bateman will need every assistance we can provide her with.
It's no bother.
Splendid.
Thank you, lads.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I'll see you later, my dear.
Thank you, Lord Panzwick.
After many hours,
We're
we're
finishing up
finally
here, miss.
gonna
See you tomorrow
excavate
morning, all
the
right?
damn
Certainly.
burrow.
I appreciate your help.
My God, we're finally there.
Well, that's a relief to have my crew assembled for tomorrow. It's getting dark and cold. Time to head back to the plough and furrow.
Well, I'm praying we get to. The game might be like, aha, or so they thought. Creepy nighttime.
Evening, Miss Bateman.
Good
Hello.
evening, Stanley.
Your lordship.
Stanley, my good man.
To what do we owe the pleasure of your visit, your lordship?
I've come to wish Miss Bateman good fortune for her grand excavation tomorrow. I'm really rather curious as to what she might turn up.
As am I, your lordship.
An exciting time for Bewley. Wouldn't you agree, Stanley?
Oh, yes, your lordship. Very, very exciting.
My dear, please, allow me the pleasure of buying you a drink. A welcome antidote to the wind's bite. Wouldn't you say, Stanley?
Yes, indeed, your lordship.
No thanks.
Miss Bateman, you're no fun.
I should keep a clear head for tomorrow.
Good thinking. In that case, I shall bid thee the fondest of farewells. May you conquer Hobbs Barrow and find all that you desire.
Thank you, your lordship.
I've reminded my chaps they're to meet you at Hobbs Barrow in the morning.
Thank you again, Lord Panzwick.
Till we meet again, faites de beaux rêves.
He's weird.
Mr. Shoulder.
Your lordship?
Hello again, Mr. Shoulder.
Miss Bateman.
Thank you for your time.
Aye, Miss Bateman. I'm looking forward to tomorrow.
I must be up early to begin my excavations. Perhaps I should go to bed now.
Yes, go to bed.
No, I must say I'm still rather awake. I don't feel like retiring to my room yet.
Excuse me? Fine.
I can't think of anything else to talk about right now.
Cena,
Arthur?
I've remembered something.
What is it, Arthur?
Not here. Meet me outside, in the alley.
Wait, what?
He's stinking drunk, but let's hear what he has to say.
That's sus.
I don't need to use the...
That's a little weird.
What is it?
First of all, I must apologize to you. That night we met, when I vanished.
Yes?
Well, there were a man in the loo. A hooded man. He threatened me with a beating if I told you anything about what I saw.
Oh, Arthur, that's terrible. What did you see?
That's the thing. I hadn't the foggiest idea what he were on about. It was a drink, you see. I'm an embarrassment, Thomasina.
No, you're not, Arthur.
Here's what I need to tell you. I've remembered what you were on about.
Oh?
Aye. Standing in the woods today, I knew there was something. I waited. I concentrated. And it finally came back to me.
Please, you're keeping me in some serious suspense here.
All right. It were a couple of days before I met you.
What did you see?
Hurry now, Leonard.
I'm not as quick as I used to be. This leg is getting worse by the day.
Yes. I'm constantly made aware of your failing health. Do not fear. You said he has promised you the reward of your returned strength.
Aye.
What?
It can't come soon enough.
Are you sure that it must be her blood?
Aye.
What?
She's family.
And she gets here in 2 days?
Aye.
We must bring her to the site as soon as she arrives.
No. Your lordship, with all due respect, we've been through this. We need to ease her into the idea. She would laugh in our faces if we just asked for it.
Who said we would ask?
He told me that she needs to give it willingly.
This little scheme of yours better work, Leonard.
It will, your lordship. We've got the perfect bit.
Wait.
Uh-oh.
Who goes there? Did you hear something? Ah, a moonlight tryst. After something, are you, Mr. Tillett?
Your lordship, let me...
Save your words, you drunken wretch. Off you go, skedaddle. Don't make me ask twice. I do wish you wouldn't spend so much time with that fool. It's beneath a woman of your standard. It's sad, really. That dog urine they serve here has rather pickled the man's brain.
You're being most unfair to him. Mr. Tillett is a nice man.
Oh, come now. I shall bid thee adieu once more, for I do not wish for this to come between us. All the very best wishes for your excavation tomorrow, my dear.
Thanks.
Okay, everything just got way, way, way more sus. Way more sus.
I see that you come in with a glint in your eye, taking everything you see, but I know you can't lie. I see that the prophecy has come into light. The shift in the atmosphere as the day fades into night.
I missed something scary? Oh. Someone clip it. Nice little song. What? Alright, I saw it. I definitely saw it. There's definitely some sort of like evil god. Another dream. Hello, Mr. Goblin. It's like Gollum.
So, Thomasina, the journal proves I'm telling you the truth, does it not?
It does.
Good. Now listen. I can help him again. We can help him. Together.
How?
All those years ago, your father entered this barrow with the goal of binding me within it. All because the people of Bewley had gotten it into their heads that Saxnot were cause of their plight. I tell you, Thomasina, we're not. Your father botched his incantation, leaving me in this weakened state, stuck in this limbo. As for him, well, you know how he ended up.
This doesn't sound right. Incantations. My father is A man of...
You don't know your father, Thomasina. How old were you? A child of not even 5, 6 years? You need to enter this barrow and undo what your father did. The spell must be undone. Then not only will I regain my strength, but your father will too.
But how do I...
Blood. The truest symbol of life and death. It's the life which flows within you, but it's also death once it escapes.
I don't understand.
Worry not how you'll undo what's been done. When the time comes, you'll know exactly what to do. Time is short. Your father and I grow weaker by the hour. Go. Save your father.
Sus. Incantamentum. This sounds like lies of an evil god trying to be free. It's very, very sus.
I must undo what has been done. Father, I'm coming.
Well, now, after like 7 hours, we get to finally go to the goddamn barrow and excavate the shit.
Miss Bateman.
Good morning.
Mr. Shoulder left a note for you.
Thank you, Stanley.
Spay, meet me at home as soon as you read this. There's no time to waste, Leonard.
Oh, there were a key with it too.
Okay, now it's even more sus.
Miss Bateman, I beg you, in the name of God, leave this town.
Father Roach, what is the meaning of this?
There's nought for you here, lass. Clear off.
I beg you, Miss Bateman.
Father Roche, Mr. Farnaby, here to wish Miss Bateman good luck for her excavation, gentlemen.
Am I heck?
Mr. Kemp, you know...
An excavation strongly supported by Lord Panzwick, no less.
I wish you well with your findings, Miss Bateman. May the Lord strengthen you and guard you from the evil one.
Yeah, little children, guard yourselves from idols.
Good luck, Miss Bateman.
Thank you.
Getting more and more weird. More and more weird. The guy's house was... Was it this way or was that the farm?
I must make haste to Mr. Shoulder's...
Wait, is that a dead crow?
It's dead. The poor thing is beyond help.
I can't fast travel right now.
Douglas?
Weird.
It's just a toy. It's no use to me.
No, steal it just to make him sad. He's been very rude to us the whole time.
What's this?
A small box.
A box? It's locked.
Well, I happen to have a key.
Mr. Shoulder, I got your note. Explain yourself. Curses. This key.
Too small. Try the box.
The key fits. Another
Another
one of these
one.
peculiar stones.
Abpa.
Wait, does this mean Mr. Shoulder was the third man on my father's excavation? There's a note underneath.
That makes sense. His heart is his heart, my light is his light. Like Saul became Paul, I'll be restored by the light. Well, now let's go to the excavation and participate in the excavation of Hobbs Barrow. TM.
Thank you for braving the weather.
Aye, miss. A little rain is no bother. So, may we start?
Yes, we've not a moment to waste. And so, the excavation of Hobbs Barrow began.
Roll credits, she said it.
Horace and his men learnt quickly and went about their work with care. We toiled for hours, rolling away great stones, removing mortar and masonry put in place by Father, Mr. Bryden, and Mr. Shoulder. They had gone to great lengths to seal the barrow. I should have realized their efforts were not only to keep us out, but also to keep something contained within. Eventually, our careful application of pick, trowel, and shovel gave way to open space. A stagnant, cadaverous odor was let forth. The seal was broken. I couldn't believe my eyes. Splendid work, all of you.
Step inside, miss. We'll be right behind you.
Thank you, Horace. I can't wait a moment longer. Flowers? I can't get my head around this. How could they possibly grow here? Horace, come see this.
Horace?
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 Chaps?
What?
I've been abandoned.
Why do men always ghost you? What the hell? Why do they constantly do that?
Fairly standard Bronze Age pottery. Smashed to high heaven, I'm afraid. Not worth making a note of.
How about the other one?
A burial urn, perhaps, though there's no sign of ashes. An unremarkable find.
About the flowers.
Try as I might, these flowers are steadfastly rooted.
You can't pluck them? That's strange. Try cutting them.
Let's see if I can cut them away. Incredible. Something has been boarded up here.
Try the trowel.
That's a peculiar idea.
Can we go?
I must carry on alone.
How about the rock? The other rock.
Iron stakes have been driven through the boards, holding them firmly in place. I feel uneasy about what might lie beneath, but what choice do I have?
Well, try prying them?
I can't seem to budge the stakes with this.
Well, she says she doesn't have a choice, but she has lots of choice. She can just leave and go home, grab some hot cocoa, wrap up in a nice blanket, watch a nice comfy movie, and just chill. But no, she insists.
No, that won't achieve.
Trowel. That actually worked, by the way.
A passage! Father, I'm coming.
I guess it is for her dad, though, so she has a reason to want to be here. Uh-oh.
Curses. Am I out of paraffin?
Oh, no. Oh.
Thank goodness.
Debate. Oh, lamp. You got me again. Damn that lamp. Always getting me. I thought paraffin was wax. Is it also oil?
My lantern went out, for good this time.
Oh, no.
I had no choice but to venture forth into the darkness.
You do have a choice still.
With each step, the passage narrowed in every conceivable way, until I was on hand and knee, crawling through thick clumps of vegetation. The odor of that dank soil was somehow unnatural. I crawled for an age, until I emerged in a cavern that seemed lit by the very earth itself.
Or the developers. Probably the developers.
What is this place? It's as solid as it looks. A great stone slab of a door.
Panels.
A thin strip of stone. It's a slightly different color to the rest of the masonry. This stone panel seems somewhat loose.
Can you open it?
Perhaps I can chip away at the edge of the stonework here. Well, the chisel broke, but what have we here?
Wait, 3 slots for these 3 things.
3 niches have been carved into the stone.
IAW, CAZ, AB PA. Rho, theta, epsilon. Wait, the chicken has a 1 on it. 1, 2, 3.
A click?
There's 1 star, 2 star, 3 stars.
Incredible.
BAPIWCZ0M. P rho theta epsilon theta I need to see what the Greek letters are. I think it's the Greek letters. Rho. Rho's a P. Theta is the circle with the line through it. Epsilon's the E. And Z is Z. All right, let's see here. I-A-W A-B P-A-C-A-Z. Oh, that worked. Okay.
Oh my. The light.
Oh, we dead. That's okay. That's fine.
Curses.
That's purple
Goodness me.
light.
There's nothing Bronze Age about this. Roman? Ancient Greek? No, this is something else.
Something else? What's in that box right there?
Try as I might, it will not open. There's a small hole in the front of the box. A lock, perhaps. A beautifully ornate pot. This is the only one with a lid. It's sealed tight.
Push it over. Break it.
Something rattling round inside.
Smash it.
Some situations do call for brute force. There's something here, made of wood.
A crank.
It looks like a crank handle.
Put it in there.
It fits in the hole. Let's see if I can turn it. My word. The box is full of seeds. They glow in a most unnatural manner. Yet I feel compelled to take some.
Put the seeds in the soil.
The soil is too compact. I can't plant the seeds in soil like this.
Well, use the trowel.
I've broken up the soil. It's loose now.
Now try the seeds in the soil.
There we are.
A pot?
A simple pot made of clay.
Ooh, there's water on the side there. Let's see if we can get water. No, we're not gonna pee on it yet. Ew. Let's try water on the soil. Uh-oh.
Am I dreaming?
No, that just grew really, really fast. Cut the wheat, I guess? Do wheat on the right hand.
It fits.
And then fishing pole on the second.
I'm not sure what that... No, that...
Fishing pole.
These roots are strong and tight.
Maybe you can cut them?
I've removed a portion of the root. I'll keep it. The curious length of root is strong yet flexible.
Try combining it with this.
It's a little crude, but I believe I fashioned a whip.
Now use the whip on here.
It fits.
All right, gate 2. Looks dark in there, though. A plinth.
Whatever was once placed here is long gone. I'm unsure if this had any function. It seems bare of any detail. Empty. Empty.
Substance.
A thick, greasy substance is oozing from the broken pot. I haven't the faintest idea what it is. I don't wish to touch it.
Wait, there's a goat.
It looks like an object could be placed here. It looks like
It's like a moon could be placed there. Hello, Mr. Goat.
I shan't go near it. Incredible.
What the?
The bust of an ass. It's facing northwest. I can't move it. There's an inscription on the base. Eloios.
A bust of an ass.
A bust of a mighty bull. It's facing southeast. I can't. There's an inscription on the base. Sauriel.
Something shiny in that one's mouth.
There's something in its mouth. A gold coin. There are no markings on heads nor tails.
Okay. The eyes must face towards the 7th Archontic.
A menacing goat. I can't move it. There's an inscription. B-I-I...
7.
Roman numerals.
So they all must face... I think they all have to look at the goat.
This crank is jammed. It won't budge. God, a severed hand is locked in a death grip on the handle. Who did this belong to?
That's how he lost his hand.
The fingers are icy cold. I've managed to pry it off.
What?
Should I keep it?
Yeah. You never know when you're gonna need a hand with a puzzle.
There's an inscription. A bust of a mite is facing northwest towards the goat. I think this is it's facing southwest towards the goat. The bust of it's facing north. The bust is facing north.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3. Oh no, I messed that one up.
I can't move it. There's an inscription on Tharth.
I couldn't move one of them. Shit.
This crank is jammed. It won't budge.
I have to unjam it. What if I got some grease?
I've scooped some of the greasy substance into the pot.
And then we use the grease on the handle.
The greasy substance could act as a lubricant here.
Big brain.
Voila.
One more turn.
Something has emerged from within the bust.
Fragment.
A curious object. I'll keep it.
All right, well, we have one piece of the puzzle. We must find more. Let's see what's in this room.
Goodness me.
Wait a minute, it's that cat again.
Herbert? It's Herbert. What madness is this?
Kitty.
What on earth are you doing down here, you silly cat?
That's no cat.
Did you follow me? It looks absolutely starving.
That is not a cat. Do you want a hand? Ow! Ow! You ate the whole thing. What the fuck?
Ghastly.
What is that? Another coin?
Another gold coin. This one also has no markings.
Statue.
The statue bears no moving parts or secrets, it would seem. Wait, something is hanging here. A writhing mass of serpents carved from stone on the river.
Oops.
A delicately carved writhing mass of serpents with a
Key-like appendage.
I'm not sure what that...
Can I put the coins in the hole?
No, that... I don't know why, but I really don't want to put my hand in there. There is a queer heat emanating from the stone.
Try the left door.
I can't move it an inch. It's heavier than it looks. There is a thin slot set into the front of it, not unlike a piggy bank.
Well, I do have coins.
Characters, perhaps Greek in origin?
Baza, Abano, Abat. Oh banana, maybe? Well, we do have coins.
The coin went in. I don't think anything happened.
How about the second coin?
The coin went in. Something stirred within the plinth. I should take a closer look down there. The characters are now protruding out from the plaque. Perhaps I can push them in some manner.
P theta epsilon and what is XI? Oh, Z is the 3 lines. Let's see if that does something. Perfect.
This must be important.
My dad solved all the puzzles already. I just have to copy them.
A thin rod with tiny notches along the shaft. The head is adorned with a coiled serpent.
Don't know what that is. What's this wheel?
Astonishing. An ancient device. A symbol is carved into the surface. I recall it from my research. The Ouroboros, a serpent swallowing its own tail. It fits.
Okay, how about...
The rod doesn't seem to fit. The rod doesn't... I can't quite... That doesn't fit. That doesn't... That doesn't... That doesn't... I can't... No, that...
Okay, not there. Must be missing pieces. So let's try on the floor over here. Remember seeing there was like a half moon over here. Maybe that has something to do with this goat.
It fits. It fits. The fragment is in... It looks like an...
Still missing another piece. The puzzles are very cool in this. How about...
Something moved in another room.
I heard a click. Oh.
Goodness me.
So it needs to go down a couple notches or something.
It appears this section does not move.
See what the middle one does? No?
I think I shall...
Oh, wait, I can move that. Okay.
The head is adorned with an Ouroboros.
So that piece can be moved. Now, there was something in my book about this. Oh, right there, and then X on the top. Exactly how I have it now.
What in God's name?
What's in the hole?
What's this?
Another crest piece?
A piece of stone carved into the shape of a crescent moon. It must be important.
Yeah, this has been a really great game. We're about to meet with this elder god or something in a second.
The substance proved...
Because we're getting very close to getting inside.
I should take
there.
a closer look.
These puzzles have been very, very simple, not too complex. And all the answers are in the book, so it's...
Oh, it's gone.
The goat below. Page.
What have we here? This is my father's handwriting. A page torn from his journal?
Hasn't decomposed in 25 years in this dank environment? Okay. Samuel's hand was ripped clean off by an unseen force. There was so much blood. It remains to be seen if Saxnot was the perpetrator of this shocking act. He's a sturdy lad, and he'll live, but he is shaken. I am shaken. Mr. Shoulder, however, seems very keen to push on. The man is positively chipper. He's right, though. We do have a job to do, and by Jove, we'll get it done.
Saxnot.
Sure. I think I'm almost done with this game. I don't know how much longer, but I think we're almost done. Just order me something. I'll buy anything. Wherever you get, you know, the things I like. Alright. Description.
Karja? Sarja? I have no idea what it means.
Kaja, Saja, that's the animals.
A small round niche has been carved into the side of this slab.
A small niche has been carved into the chat slab in the shape of a kappa.
It's been smashed to smithereens.
See, look at all those kappas.
Empty. Empty.
Why is kappa so small on 7? They shrink it to the size it's supposed to be, I think. It's like so tiny on the 7 TV for some reason. Why do they shrink it down? It's very weird. Hello.
No movement there. Try as I might, I cannot pry it open. It looks like something could be mounted here.
I'm missing his other horn, I think.
No move. Empty. Empty.
Empty. Empty.
That is well out of my reach. That is well out of... Another barrier to my progress, it would seem.
Inscription.
I can't remove
Hi,
it.
Tifa. Hey, baby.
A small... I need to find a way forward. It's no use going back.
So all the answers are in this room.
It's very heavy.
Soil.
The soil has hardened into a thick casing.
Is there something in the soil with this trowel I've used 1,000 times?
A goat has been buried here.
A what?
How gruesome.
A real goat?
A horn has broken away from the skull. I'll take it.
Put the goat horn here?
The horn fits perfectly, as if by design.
Oh. A key. Use the key in the little niche there?
No, that... I'm not sure what... The eye seems somewhat loose in its socket. No movement there.
Looks loose. How about we use the shovel again?
It's no use.
The knife.
If I can just wedge the knife under here... Got it.
Grab the eyeball. Put the eyeball in there, maybe?
Remarkable.
What the...
A keyhole.
Oh, well, use the key on the keyhole.
The key fits. Sounds like a mechanism creaked somewhere far above me.
The other recess.
There's a key. I'll take it.
Another key?
That's not moving an inch. That's not moving an inch.
Mm-hmm. What about in the eyeball?
Is that blood?
And it's a keyhole. Try the key in there.
It fits.
Yeah, that's blood coming out of there.
Sounds like a mechanism creaked somewhere far above me.
What the?
What a horrific racket.
Oh no. Not a music puzzle. God damn it. I cannot do music puzzles. Let's see. Beautiful. That's a lot of cats. Oh my god. What the fuck? I didn't realize it was Catterday.
It's all just hogwash. Is this all in my head?
Inscription.
The plaque is inscribed with Latin text. My father understood the language well. I'm afraid I don't. It says...
Kia tu es luna des astrata es ada omnia que ego luctus subscribe to prime to twitche bide de horror montisate at DansGaming Dastore displayed the horror mont as well a Astrinda mihi. I think there might have been a page in here about that one. For thou art the moon, the chief of the stars. Moon, stars, listen, mouth. Moon. What the fuck?
Father?
With popish tricks and relics rare, the priests their flocks do gull. In casting out the earth take care. Huzzah! I've found a skull!
What?
This is my father's handwriting.
My initial suspicions are proving to be true. We are not dealing with the mere folk goblin, conjured up in the minds of old farmers on which to blame their failures. Saxon may not dwell here, but is not alone. May dwell, but he's not alone. I think back to all I've studied and all I've learned. Everything points to the possibility of a much more malign influence. Something long forgotten stirs in this bleak place. Something dark, something monstrous, longs for attention. I prepared the tablet. I will put an end to this.
I don't understand. What is this tablet he keeps referring to?
The next one would be stars.
Three, 2, 1. You can open your eyes now, Thomasina. Come. Are you ready for your first excavation?
Father!
Capital. Make sure you remember everything I've taught you. I have a feeling you might find something special.
Can you hear me, Father? Is it really you?
I'll be watching from the steps, my little bird. Good luck.
This again? Okay. Let's... Oh, I don't have... Let's grab our trowel.
I remember this.
It was over on this one, but in the past...
Nothing.
Well, must be different this time. Let's try the middle one.
Nothing.
Nothing again? Must be the last one. Jabate, jabate.
Oh, the wretched smell. What is the meaning of this? Father?
Was that a cat corpse? Listen.
Mother?
Thomasina, is that you?
Father, it is. It's me.
My dear, sweet little bird. I'm so very dreadfully hot. Please remove these covers. They suffocate me so.
Father, you can talk again.
I've got so much to ask you, so much to tell you. But please, first, the covers.
Sure, Daddy. What the fuck? Dad?
Father, your body.
Oh, my dear, clever girl. You're so close now.
You've lost weight.
How good it is to finally speak with you again.
But...
Don't worry. It will all be fine soon. You're close to the end, little bird.
The last one was... mouth. The final descent. This has been a very good cosmic horror game so far. I like it. Very weird.
My God.
That's some Cthulhu shit right there. Archicaz.
Father, this ends now.
There's soil in the middle.
There's something here, in the soil. A tablet, made of lead. There's an inscription scratched into it. Aliges daemonium incantamentum.
Don't read it out loud. That's
with
how...
mine blood shall thou be bound to the earth, and only with mine blood shall thou be freed. Is this what Saxnot was referring to? My father wrote this?
Don't let it out.
To do.
Don't let it out. No, bad idea. Bad idea. She done fucked up now. You deserve this now. You fool.
I can still scarcely believe what I saw looming over me in that Stygian chamber. How does one even attempt to describe the indescribable? The vision before me defied all logical explanation.
It does look evil.
All my efforts to do so have fallen on deaf ears, merely providing a chance to be mocked, pitied, and dismissed as mentally unsound. I dare not commit that unfathomable glimpse to paper, but it was real, Mother. He is real, not an imaginary terror, but a demon, a god brought to life. I turned and ran, striving to somehow make my way out of that accursed barrow alive, inspirited by the hope that my squalid deed had freed Father from his plight.
But you doomed the goddamn world. Okay.
Speechless voices whispered to me in unknown tongues that grew louder with every step. Suddenly, there was light.
See what you did?
I saw him too. That night I saved your father. Ever since then, I've felt his corruption growing within me. He grew stronger and stronger as he raged against the incantation that bound him beneath the soil. I fought him with all my might, tried hard to bury him in the corners of my mind. Oh, Thomasina, how I tried, but I could deny him no longer. I became naught but an instrument. His voice became my own. I deceived you. I'm sorry. I am his now. Soon we'll all be his. Hail Abrexus Rex.
Oh.
Well, I say, she's done it, Leonard.
Your lordship, I believe she has. My dear Miss Bateman, there is a God about whom you know nothing, because men have forgotten him. We call him by his name, Abraxas.
Welcome back, Master. Come, Leonard. We must await him at the chapel.
Aye, only there shall he be complete.
Vindicta.
Ah, Miss Bateman. Welcome back to Ticehurst House. It's been quite some time. Terrible weather this evening, is it not? Nurse Blaketon has had enough of me smoking inside. Makes her cough, you see. A bit of rain won't kill me, will it? You mustn't be interested in me nattering on. Give my regards to your father. Nurse Blaketon is preparing his supper. You look pale, Miss Bateman. Do head inside. You'll catch your death out here.
Dad, are you back to normal? Oh, remember when you sacrificed yourself to save the world from the evil demon monster? I undid all that. What the fuck? What the What are you? No! Gonna make him a pie head.
Ah, Mr. Kemp. Welcome.
My heart is his heart, your lordship.
And my light is his light. We've a full house for today's sermon. You'd best take your seat.
My heart is his heart, your lordship.
And my light is his light, Mr. Long.
You have made an Eden here, your lordship. We are ever so thankful to you.
I assure you, Mr. Long, this is only the beginning. Please, join the others inside.
My heart is his heart.
And my light is his light, dear Leonard. How are you feeling?
Fit as a fiddle.
After you.
Lol, 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 lol. My heart is his heart, chat. Several years later.
And now I sit in this dismal room, day after day, year after year. Imprisoned and committed with seemingly little hope of redemption. You have chosen not to visit me, and I understand that, I do. Indeed, I've had but one visitor, Arthur Tillett. He comes to see me once or twice a year. A loyal and decent man who tried in vain to warn me of the wicked plot concocted by Lord Panzwick and Mr. Shoulder. Thankfully, Midland Railway accepted his transfer request. He and his wife were able to leave that damnable village several weeks after my excavation. It feels like an age has passed since that fateful night at Ticehurst House, but finally, you have my full account. I thought I knew my father. As I look back on my childhood memories, I can only conclude that it was his wish to protect me from the true nature of his endeavors. But why didn't you tell me the truth, especially after what happened to him at Hobbs Barrow? Why did you allow me to grow up idolizing a man who didn't exist? I did not kill father. It was he that guided my hand. I was in thrall to that most malevolent force. Abraxas. I beg you to understand. He has had his revenge, but I know he will return. Where is he now? What more is he capable of? I only wanted to save my father. Oh, Mother. What have I done? Forgive me.
That was a very good Lovecraftian horror game. I like that one a lot. That was very good. I think the first two chapters went on a little long. I think they could have cut out a few puzzles to make the pacing a bit better, but it was overall the story was very good. Very, very good. It's very Lovecraftian ending. Very madness, death, creature free. I like that. There's only one ending. It's not like it's not a multiple choice thing. It's just the ending. Yeah, with Lovecraft, you don't usually get happy endings. You get like messed up, weird shit. And that was what that was. I like that a lot. That was very, very good. I thoroughly, thoroughly enjoyed that a lot. It was... This one's gonna, like, stay with me, like, ooh. Think about that. Yeah, very good. Highly recommend this if you like adventure games. That was a fun playthrough. My only issue was with some of the gameplay. It was just like some puzzles and parts felt a little bit stretched out and a little bit padded on for time, but overall, very good. I liked it. It was very, very good. Don't really have much to complain about. It was amazing. I liked it. Anything after the credits? Nope. All right, that was the excavation of Hobbs Barrow. Very, very good one.